I'm live, which is good. Hold on, let me close the door a little bit. Good. It's during the day now. It's a crystal clear sky. Let me make this. Yes, you can see it's crystal clear. I've been outside for a little walk. I'm on my balcony at the moment. I have a very long balcony. Not that extremely long, but it's a bit long. So I was thinking, why not do a live stream from the balcony? And I still have this neck pillow that I got from Korea with me. So I have a little orange over here. This is double fris with 3 S's. It literally means double fresh in English. It's a Dutch drink. And this one is blue apple and blueberries, you can see. So I have the drink over here. I have the glass. I got my other phone with me, which I can check the live chat. So let me see, it's already 1.5 minutes. So within 3.5 minutes, I'll just begin a bit teaching. So I'll just give you all the chance to just enter in. So, okay, if you're here, let me know in the live chat, please. And I'm checking the live on my mobile phone that I have over here with me. So, because I have a YouTube app here also. As you can see, I had an haircut, so I often do that. After my hair gets a bit big, then I do a haircut. The hair keeps growing back anyway. Within 5 months, I'll be having an afro again. So my hair keeps growing very fast, praise the Lord. So with afro, no afro, I'm an African man, so I'm proud of that. So let's see who has said anything in the live chat. Hold on, I'm going to the, hold on. Hold on, why isn't this showing the live chat? One moment, please. Finally, here it is. And Mystics, thank you for being here. That's good. So let me put this over there. How many minutes more? Within 2 minutes, I'll begin teaching. So, okay, that's good. If you're here, let me know in the live chat. I'm still using the neck pillow from Korea, so when I'm leaning against the wall, it kind of is comfortable, which is good. I don't need to wear this today because I can, but you know what? I enjoy the wind on my head, so on my head. So that's good. Justin, thanks for being here. King Justin, I mean. And by the way, I'm on the balcony, and outside here, there are children walking around with their parents, all of that. So from time to time, you may hear children in the streets, or you may hear people talking loud down there. Because here, this is the Netherlands, sometimes people talk loud in the streets. So okay, you may, and there's a road over there. So from far, you may hear cars passing by, and there's a police station right behind that building over there. So I'm really just around the corner of a police station. Not that I expect anything from those guys. I hope not. So I don't trust them. As I don't trust any institution that claims monopoly on violence, because I'm not into violence, okay? Jasmine, thank you for being here. Amarais, thank you for being here. And yes. Okay, just 1 more minute before I begin teaching. So, okay. That's good. If you hear people are speaking Arab or something, there are Muslim people living around here, so don't worry about it. I'm not in Saudi Arabia, I'm not. All right, so let me see. Oh, just 30 seconds, not half minute before I begin teaching, so okay. By the way, are you catch up with my live streams lately? Because if I need to slow down the amount of live streams, I'll do that for you. This is on this a virtual school, so um, it's not a dictatorship. I say something and you just find a way to catch up with it. No. So let me know. Are you catch up with my live streams? Let me know. I'll wait for that answer before I begin the class of today. Meanwhile, I put in some double fresh juice, apple and blueberries, or blackberries. This is blackberries, not blueberries. I mistake. Okay, Jasmine is sketched up. That's good. Very happy with that. So again, if you're children from afar, don't worry. I'm in a neighborhood where a lot of families living, and I'm glad to see children being happy and all of that. That's good. Now, for today's class, I want you to look at this orange. The class has begun. Okay. Do you see the orange? Let me know. I can see the live chat also in the phone screen, but if I have to respond to the live chat directly, I have to do it with this other phone. But I can see when someone types something in the live chat, I can see it in the screen. So, do you see the orange? Okay. John Wonder sees it, and John Wonder sketched up. That's good. Does the rest see the orange also? Good. Now, this is a fruit. We know that. Rashid, why are you having a class saying that an orange is a fruit? Of course we know that. We're not dumb. Okay, I know that. You're not dumb. I'm happy. This is a fruit. Where do you get this fruit? It's an orange. You get it from an orange tree. Okay? The fruit is the manifestation of the capacity of the root. The root of the orange tree sucks up moisture from the ground, or say water that's in the ground. The water that's sucked up by the roots is transformed into minerals in the tree, and then in one of the fruits, the minerals come into expression in the form of juice and seed. And the juice and the seed are covered by pulp and a skin. That's what the fruit is. If you have a pear, it's the same thing. The potential of the tree of turning water into mineral juice with minerals, that is translated into the fruit, where the moisture or the water is flowing towards. So the water that's been sucked up from the ground is turned into water with minerals, and it's flowing towards the fruit where the water is stored with pulp, and there's a skin around it, and that's the fruit. So in every fruit, the potential is sealed off. Now, in berries, the skin is very thin, so it is as if it has no skin, but it still has. There is no fruit out there. And if you're a biologist and say, Rashid, there's an exception, you can let me know. But as far as I have seen, as far as biologists have shown, there is no fruit without a skin to it. In every fruit, you have the seed with water, with the mineral water around it, with pulp in it, with a skin. That's a standard design of a fruit. Do you follow me till now? Let me know in the live chat. Let me see. Okay, so no fruit has its potential displayed to you openly. For the orange, if I want to experience the potential, so what the fruit really carries, the quality of the tree is expressed in the fruit. So if you want the quality from the tree, you must take the fruit. But in the fruit, the potential and the quality is on the inside of the fruit. So you need to remove the skin, like I'm doing now with this orange. Remove the skin little by little, and then you can see, indeed, the fruit is not rotten, so it's a healthy fruit. All right. And once you do that, removing the skin, now you can see, there's juice in it. The juice is mineral water with pulp. So you can see, the potential from the tree is in here. So based on this, you can say that the tree is healthy and that the tree is good. And you can benefit from the minerals, you can benefit from the potential and the quality by eating the fruit or by putting pressure on it. By putting pressure on it, you'll get orange juice. And if it's grapes and you allow it to foam for a little bit, you'll get wine. This all clear till now, okay? Now, why am I using the orange as a parable over here? Because Christ said, ye shall know them by their fruit. And as I just explained, every fruit contains the quality and the potential of the tree. But every fruit has an appearance, an outward appearance, okay, which is the skin of the fruit. Now, and here's the deception, and you shall know them by the fruit. Christ didn't deceive us, but there's a deception if you misinterpret the scripture. A lot of believers think you shall know them by the fruit. That simply means if someone's behavior is not pleasant or self-destructive, automatically they're not a believer, they don't follow Christ, they're fake. And that's not what Christ was saying. Because here's the thing, if you have a believer who just became born again 2 weeks ago, he may still have self-destructive tendencies. He will, or she will. That's why they need to be renewed in the mind. They need to be delivered. Okay? So if you see someone who's drinking and drinking, almost getting drunk, and you hear them say that they are a believer, you think, how can you be a believer and you're getting drunk like that? Well, they've become born again just a week ago, and they have no believer support still. So of course they still have the worldly self-destructive tendencies. Yes, they have at least have the Holy Spirit inside of them as an option for better, but at that stage they're like baby believers. They're like little babies in the faith still. So you will see some self-destructive tendencies in them. That does not mean that they are not born again. Or let's say you encounter a believer. He has been going to church for 40 years and still no improvement in his life. And you think, what? This is a believer who has been sabotaged by false teaching. So you see him going to that church building every Sunday. You see he still has some weird thinking. But that's because he's been deceived with false doctrine. Unfortunately, things has happened. It shouldn't happen, but it happens. It happened a lot. So if you would think that fruit simply means external behavior, you're wrong. Fruit does not mean external behavior. Okay? Let me get it clear. Fruit does not mean external behavior. Church taught you fruit means external behavior. That's not true. Okay? External behavior maybe is a part of it, but it's not that the fruit automatically means external behavior. Do you understand this? Let me know in the live chat. See your... So, what does fruit mean? Remember, the fruit is a carrier of the content of the tree. Okay? So, fruit has to do with content. What content does someone carry with them? Okay? Now let me explain that to keep it simple to you. Let's say someone tells you that he is, someone tells you he's a fashion designer. Okay? Someone tells you that. I'm a fashion designer. I'm a very well-known, successful fashion designer. He wears an expensive ring. He wears expensive clothes of Gucci. So he makes the impression as if he's a well-known fashion designer. He even talks in a very effeminate way, because many of those fashion designers tend to be from the rainbow, tend to be of the alternative sexual lifestyle. So you think, okay, he may be the real deal. But here's the thing. Is he really a well-known fashion designer? Where is you can check it out by checking his name, googling his name. Today you can do that, Google someone's name, or you go to another search engine, type in his name to see if his name pops up. But let's say he's a troll that made over 20 websites referring onto him. That may have, you still get a lot of hits when you type in his name in Google, but it doesn't mean that he is actually a fashion designer. What you look at is the content. If you are a well-known fashion designer, that means you have experience. Demonstrate your experience by designing a clothing line within a week. And demonstrate it by actually buying the materials and making an outfit for me. Within a week. If you are a wannabe fashion designer, it may take you a month to finish something. If you are in art academy, it may take you weeks. But if you are a well-known, experienced fashion designer, it should take you less than a week to make an outfit. Maybe even within a day or two. If someone's a real deal and they're in good health, within a day or two, they already have an outfit for you. Within a half hour, they have a whole design, a whole design, and within a few days, they have the whole thing. So do you follow me now with this example? Let me know in the live chat. Okay. Thanks for the thumbs up, whoever gave it. So, if that individual, if you see his name getting hits on Google, that's not evidence. If you see that he has a Facebook page where he took selfies with famous fashion designers, there are also fans who do that. So that's not proof either. It's just evidence that he has been involved in fashion, but doesn't mean he's a well-known fashion designer. Okay? The proof is when the content manifests. Remember, a fruit is the container of the quality of the tree or of the bush. So the fruit is a manifestation of the content of the plant. So fruit refers to the content being manifested. All right? If it's a real well-known, experienced fashion designer, within a few days you have no outfit. If he is fake, he will come up with excuses, or it will take way too long to then realize, based on the fruit, the manifested content, that is the proof you're not a real fashion designer. Proof that you're lying. Or let's say now, let's say a man was murdered, okay? And later, people hear that the wife's arrested. But then the wife says, my husband's been abusing me for so many years. I just lost it out of self-defense. And a lot of people fall for the sob story. But then the prosecutor, I'm not glorifying courthouses. I'm totally not interested nor invested in courthouses. I'm just using it as an example. Let that be clear. The prosecutor thinks, hold on a minute. You're telling me you've been married with this man for like 15 years? And throughout those 15 years, at least 9 years, he's been abusing you, spitting on you, also raping you and all of that? Hold on a minute, but hold on here. You say that you lost it one day and you went off at him out of self-defense. That's why you stabbed him. Okay, let's consider that. He was stabbed 20 times. Okay? That shows a lot of rage. And you just said, yeah, because you were abused so often. So, okay, so let's say you had a lot of rage and you escalated 20 stabbings. Okay, but here are Instagram pictures of a month ago when you were on holiday. On this picture, you're kissing him, you're holding him, he's cuddling you. So you mean to tell me that this man has been abusing you for 9 years, yet you keep going on holiday with him and the children, laughing, cuddling, all of that? Oh, and when I see your phone, when we check your phone records, you've been calling this Gomez often since past half year. And this Gomez has a criminal record. He was just released from jail a year ago, from prison. So, ma'am, your story of being this a battered wife that escalated when she was in danger, it doesn't stand. based on the fruit, we can see that you are lying. You just wanted to get rid of your husband because you found a new escape called this Gomez. And what you didn't know, ladies, is this Gomez is married. So he was playing you. And suddenly when the prosecutor reveals that, she's shocked. And her expression, her reaction already shows that what the prosecutor was saying was true. She intended to flee with Gomez. Therefore, she had to get rid of her husband. Now, if you only want to listen to her sob story, you may have fallen for it. When you look at the fruit reveals this thing is not right. So do you get it a little bit? What Christ meant with, you shall know them by their fruit. Let me know in the live chat. So, external behavior is a part of it, but it's not just the external behavior, it's the whole context in which the behavior takes place. That's the fruit. The whole context in which the behavior takes place, that's the fruit. If the context within or surrounding the behavior doesn't match what the individual is claiming, then you know that either the individual is mentally ill or the individual is just lying to you. One of the two. So that is why a lot of believers are deceived by false prophets. Because we were told fruit means just external behavior. And when false prophets show very polite and very well-mannered external behavior, we tend to say, aha, they must be from Christ. No, the context. Too often we don't examine the context of someone's behavior. Someone that gets angry, shouts, and hangs up the phone, that doesn't mean they are a narcissist, because they didn't get their way. If you're on the phone with someone who tries to gaslight you, and someone is trying to trick you, and you suffer because of it, you can get fed up and hang up. Doesn't mean you are a narcissist. You can have someone who's on the phone pretending like they're being stalked, but it's really someone that they ask for help, and now the individual keeps trying to reach them, but they don't pick up the phone. And they don't pick up the phone, and once they finally pick up, they act in a tired way, just give the impression that they are being stalked. Why? Because that's how they play the victim, get sympathy from other people. And this is a trick, this is a narcissist trick that we were taught to watch out for as anthropologists. As anthropologists being educated at Leiden University, is one of the tricks we were told that some people do. Pretend like they're being stalked on the phone just to appear more important than they really are. So we were warned to watch out for that. So again, fruit isn't just external behavior, it's the whole context surrounding the behavior. So that is why, as saints, we must always check the context of what's going on. And that's why I call this live stream Crowning the Powerless. Now, this is something the world does often. But you may say, Rashid, what are you talking about crowning the powerless? The powerless are trampled upon, the powerless are ignored. Not exactly. When you see a politician being endorsed by the masses, and mainstream media is all on him, praising him, why are they doing it? Because they have a grip on him. Maybe there's a video of him somewhere having sex with an underage girl or with an underage boy, and his video was recorded during a ritual. And because of that, all the people in the business know that there's something on him. So that's why they're certain that this politician will always say and do what they want. And that's why they promote him that much. So he's powerless. Anytime he decides, you know what, I don't want to do this, they can bring out the video, leak it on social media, and there's a big scandal. He will end up in prison, and his family will suffer consequences also. So they have a grip on him. So yes, he has the position as a politician, or as a president, or as a governor, or as the chief police officer, or whatever. He has the position, so he's able to do things his way, but he will not do things his way because he's blackmailed. He's compromised. So he's actually powerless, but to the public he appears so powerful. And this happens a lot in the world. The world shows you their puppets who have no power whatsoever, but they appear powerful. They're actually powerless because they're in a condition where people can get rid of them anytime. If you're truly powerful, the world will seek to exterminate you or to shut you down if they don't exterminate you. If you're powerless, the world has no problem with elevating you and promoting you. But we think, because we don't see things properly, that when someone's promoted and is endorsed, that means in their time, I mean, when we think that means someone is powerful. They're not. Look, they have influence, so they can use their influence, but they're not powerful. Because once they use their influence in a way that their handlers don't want, they're shut down. Okay? Powerful implies that you're able to use your influence and that you can also overcome and shut down any resistance against your influence. That's when you're powerful. You are powerful when you can influence reality, you can influence situations, and even if there's resistance against your influence, you can smoothly shut down and bypass the resistance. You can and you're even more powerful if you can use the resistance against you to get what you want anyway. That's being powerful. Being able to influence the environment and to overcome all obstacles against the influence, and even using the obstacles to further your influence. That's powerful. Now, actual, real powerful people are not crowned by the world. Let me repeat that. Actual, real, authentic, powerful people are not crowned by the world. The world only crowns powerless or violent people, because violent people are mental addicts that crave validation. They crave validation so much that they're even willing to cause harm, both to themselves and others, to get validation. That's a violent individual. Now, a violent individual, because they are a mental addict, you have something on them. So the violent individual is powerless. That's why they escalate to come for compensation. Someone who's not violent, but who's just a puppet, has no power. He or she only has influence. So if you're only influential, but you don't have power, or you're just violent, then the world will endure you, will adore you, will endorse you. Only then. The moment you're actually powerful, man, don't expect to be invited to birthday parties. Don't expect to appear on television. Don't expect radio interviews. Don't expect to be endorsed nor endeared by the world or by society when you're actually powerful. The number one criteria for society to accept you is you losing all your leverage. Or the leverage you have must be sabotaged by society. So you're not allowed to be powerful by society. Do you understand this part? Let me know in the live chat. So that's why all those mega preachers out there, you know they are not the real deal. Because if they were the real deal, they would have never been allowed to even have a television influence. They would have been allowed to operate like a celebrity. They wouldn't have even been allowed to have so many financial assets. The stock market, the financial world, all of those would have turned on them, seeking to destroy them if they were the real deal. The fact that they have mansions, they have expensive cars, and even have private jets, they have all of those financial assets, and they're at ease, that alone shows you that they're compromised. There's something on them that the world can use against them anytime. That's why they are tolerated to have some influence. That is the only reason. That's the only reason. So, always remember that the powerless, which includes violent people who are actually mental addicts, they're the ones being crowned. Actual powerful people are not getting a platform. If you have a platform and you're powerful and you're not endorsed by society, that's a miracle. That's actually a miracle. So pagans, for example, when they read what Christ said in the New Testament, you shall know them by their fruit, they know it has to do with the context of a situation. Churchgoers think, oh, it's just external behavior. And that's why pagans can discern things much better than many believers. That's why pagans don't fall that quickly for a lot of weird things. Now, they do fall for deception. Don't get it twisted. They're deceived anyway because they're not serving Christ. So they do fall for deception. But pagans in general, they see through deception much quicker because they check the context of what's going on. So write this down to yourself and also note it in the live chat. The powerless are crowned. The powerless are crowned. So when you have the politician that you want to vote for because you think, oh, that politician is going to change things, you're deceived. The reason he has that platform because he's compromised. Even if he has the right intentions and the intent to actually do something, the fact alone that he is coming up in that political context shows you if he's the real deal, he'll face a lot of violence very soon and he'll be sabotaged. Or if he's the real deal, but they have something on him, they'll use the thing on him very quickly. That's why I always tell you, don't put your trust in political leaders. The powerless are crowned. That's how it goes in the world. If you have actual real power, do not expect to be endorsed, to be endeared, nor to be promoted. Don't. Listen, when you have someone with actual talents being promoted, again, I'm not saying the individual is an agent, but agents are used as individual. You have some artists out there who are naturally talented and they're using their talent to benefit the people. And she take part sheet, if they're actually benefiting the people, how can you say that they are agents? I'm not saying they are an agent, but agents are using them. Agents have a grip on them. That record label has a grip on them. That's what I mean. So always look at the context of what's going on, not just at the thing that's happening. Too often we're so focused on the thing that's happening that we don't consider everything around it. When you consider everything around it, you'll quickly see, okay, but this is a bit out of line. That's how police detectives catch killers also. Now, there are times they frame someone when the public wants it. That happens. That's a corrupt thing. But when police detectives or just crime detectives really do their investigation genuinely, that's how they do it. They check the context around what's happening, not just at what happens. So if you have a 17-year-old girl that went on lifting on the road to go somewhere, they're not just going to think, oh, it was just a 7-year-old girl that wanted to live towards New York. They're going to think, okay, she lives all the way in Nebraska and she wants to go to New York. Why lifting all the way to New York? That means she had no money to purchase a plane ticket to go to New York. And by the way, even if she had a plane ticket, she was a minor. But why would a girl want to go all the way to New York? Does she has a boyfriend over there? Is there someone waiting on her over there? Or does she think she can get a job over there? She can start a new life? And if she wants to start a new life over there, why was she so desperate to lift on the road, not knowing, get into cars of strangers just to get to New York? That shows that, okay, there must be something at her hometown that didn't add up. And then the detective goes into it and the detective finds out that this girl, she came from a foster home. She was abandoned by her relatives a bit. Well, she was abandoned. And she began to ask questions at age 16. And she had some arguments with people. Aha, now you get it. And now you get it why this girl left. And somewhere on her way to New York, she was killed. So then you realize, okay, so the one that killed her must have an interest in having her gone. And then you understand, oh, I know what the interest is. The people from the hometown, they don't want to be challenged for their neglect. So someone wanted to make those people happy by getting her out of the way. And that's why for almost 30 years, she remained missing. Everybody didn't realize she was dead. There were people who knew she was dead, but they kept it quiet. That's how crime investigators or crime detectives deal with solving crime. They look at the context. When you check the context, you'll figure out very quickly what's going on. And that's what we as believers should be doing all the time. Too often, you have believers who are still stuck in pagan church going to the pastor for explanation. Or they tend to look at mainstream media for explanation. That's the worst place to look for explanation. We need to be able, and we are able, and so we should be examine the context of things that are going on. Once we do that, not only do we become almost immune, I'd say almost immune to deception, we'll be able to outsmart the wiles of the enemy also. Because the enemy only operates in patterns. So once we see through his patterns, we have the advantage. So the powerless are crowned in the world, not the powerful. The actual powerful people, the powerful gangs and all of that, they don't show themselves that easily. They do show themselves, but they don't show themselves too easily. You see the puppets who act out their agenda, the presidents, the chiefs of police, or the mayors, or the journalists, whoever. You see the puppets whom they have a grip on, but you don't see the ones, the puppet masters themselves. Now they do show themselves, but when they show themselves, you don't even think that they are the puppet master because they don't even appear that way, and that's their disguise. They don't appear to be a puppet master, but they really are. And sometimes it's the public who's the puppet master. Sometimes the public doesn't want solutions, and the public escalates because they want relief. And then the local police may frame someone for a crime just to keep the public at ease. So in this case, the police were just the agents, and the public were the puppet masters. So that man who has been in prison for something he didn't do for 20 years, it was the public that was behind it, not the corrupt police officers. The corrupt police officers were just the agents. It was the public that was behind it. So it's not always men in black around pagan circles worshiping Satan that's behind stuff. Sometimes it's the public that's behind it. Indeed, we see the ones getting paid, not the ones paying. Have you ever asked yourself, if a member of parliament earns 7,000 euros a month, where do 7,000 euros come from? Or Rashid is from the tax revenue of the government. Okay, but who manages the tax revenue of the government? There must be some people managing it and deciding which politician gets paid that much. So the ones that do the paying or arrange the administration, you never see them. You barely know who they are. And those are the puppet masters. Because without those puppet masters, those politicians are not paid and they can't have that comfortable lifestyle. And if those politicians would have a comfortable lifestyle, the illusion won't work in convincing you to believe in the system. So they need those politicians to make you believe in the system. And that's why they need to overwhelm those politicians with a lot of money, with luxury. So the ones overwhelming them, they are the puppet masters. And they are the ones that Satan uses to keep us in a state of anxiety. That's why when some president or some prime minister or some minister comes with weird decisions, the worst mistake you can make is turning on him. No, officer, who's paying him? Who's behind this legislation? Target them. So that's why I'm telling you. If the fruit is bad, check the root of the tree. So don't focus too much on corrupt politicians. Don't focus too much on drug cartels and that are hunting, kidnapping people and all of that. Look at the root. Who is behind it? Sometimes it's the public out there that's behind it because they don't want solutions. And then you may have wizards who take advantage of it. They're also behind it. So deal with the ones behind it. Once you deal with the ones behind it, the situation has to conform. It has to change for the better. But too often we focus on the fruit. We attack the fruit, even in prayer, but we don't deal with the root. So always deal with the root in things in your life. When you deal with the root, you don't even have to worry about the fruit. Do you follow me now? Let me know. So we don't wait till bad things happen. We are ahead of bad stuff. That's why I always tell you to decree and declare and to fast and pray. Fasting, prayer, decreeing, declaring, using your visual capacities that God gave unto you. I'm telling you to be active supernatural all the time, because when you do that, you'll be the one behind the scenes causing good things to happen here and there. And when you are causing good outcomes to happen here and there, you are ahead of the enemy's plots. So when the enemy wants to retaliate, you're already far advanced. You're already 5 steps ahead of the enemy. That's how we ought to operate as believers. Too often, we don't realize that we need to deal with the root. Too often, we're so upset with the fruit, we just want to get rid of the fruit or fight the fruit. Deal with the root. Uprooting something is not easy. If you see some oranges at a tree and the oranges look very brown, you can just you can step on a ladder, pluck all the brown oranges and just throw them away. That's very easy. But if the tree is corrupt, now you need to remove the tree. Now you need to cut the stem of the tree and then actually go to the ground and dig up the roots and uproot it completely. That may take a bit of effort, but it's worth it. You don't even have to cut the stem of the tree. You can just uproot it directly, and then the tree will fall down and the tree won't grow back anymore. The issues in our lives, whether it's poverty or financial distress or loneliness or sickness or any darkness that afflicts you or that's come your way, has a root. Deal with the root, whatever the root is, and by dealing with the root, eventually the fruit will disappear. And while you uproot the bad, implant the good in Christ. Decree, declare, fast, and pray to implant the good. Do that daily, and you see that you'll have better fruit. And that's why so many people are deceived, because they are so I would say impressed by how delicious the fruit looks. But they don't check, okay, but where did the fruit grow? Oh, to that tree, but hold on a minute. That tree is located in a desert. How can you have a tree like this in a desert and there's such delicious fruit on it? The tree must be planted in good soil for it to bring forth good fruit. But if the tree is located in such a weird location that it produces good fruit, something is wrong. Now, don't get me twisted. Believers can manifest greatness wherever they are. But even then, you can see the context. They're rooted in Christ. If someone is not rooted in Christ, that means that somewhere demons have a grip on the individual. Somewhere demons can access the individual. I'm not saying demons are accessing the individual. I don't say demons are using the individual. Demons can do it by triggering the individual into something. Okay, so let me see if I miss anything in the live chat. Yes, sometimes you can recognize bad people in their eyes, but that's another topic. So I'm going back on the inside now. It's getting a bit chilly this afternoon, but understand this. Deal with the root. And recognize the fruit, but don't be obsessed with the fruit. Deal with the root of it. When you go to the root of it, you deal with the puppet monsters, whether those puppet monsters are demons, or whether it's just the public out there, or whether it's real wizards and warlock cabinets or witches, whatever. Deal with the roots. When you smash down the root that's operating, you'll see the fruit, the circumstances in your life changing for the better. That's what I did. That's what I keep on doing, and that's what you're supposed to do also, in harmony with Christ. Well, that's it for now. I may go walk around in the sun a little bit later this afternoon, right before sunset. Keep on agreeing with Christ, saints, and be at peace.